Hi, this is the Caribbean Sea Part 1. As we start all our lessons, I'd love to know how you're feeling today. And I'm going to give a quick hellos to a couple students that did some nice work that I was checking on last week. Leilani and Evelyn M. in 2nd grade, thank you. Michael A., Henry C., thank you. Edwin O., Kadeja, thank you very much. You were using your Flipgrid activity trackers. You were in touch with me on in the classrooms, so thank you very much for keeping me up to date on everything that you're doing, so I appreciate that. Please try to use Flipgrid. I'm doing more with Flipgrid. I'm trying to get you guys to show me things that you're going to do, and then this way I can even send a video back to you to help you. I can't do all the students every week, so I'm just going to pick a couple students that do it each week, or a couple students that I can see each week. Activity trackers. I saw students were handing them in, but they were blank. I believe you can write on them. Okay, some students are, so please try to write on them for yourself. And then this way I know if you're doing it correctly, and then maybe I can write you a little note, maybe how to improve on it. So you would write down the physical activities that you're doing, and then how many minutes each day that you're doing the exercises. Right? Be as honest as you can. It's your diary to see how active you are. All right, so now we're to the Caribbean Sea. The Caribbean Sea is one of the largest seas in the world. All right, a sea is a little bit smaller, or is smaller, than oceans. All right, now the Caribbean Sea is down south. It touches Mexico. It's by Central America for the countries of Honduras, Belize, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama. It's by South America, Colombia, the countries of Colombia and Venezuela. And then to the north of it a little bit, countries of Cuba, Jamaica, Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico. So the Caribbean Sea is touching all those countries. It is the second largest barrier reef. A barrier reef has a lot of living things, and it's very important for the ocean. So it's a nice area to have. So it's very important. Our objectives this week, as we move on, we're going to learn how to improve our catching and throwing skills. And we're going to do that by juggling. If everyone who's been in Mr. Boccia's class knows I love to juggle, I love showing you how to juggle. So we're going to be practicing juggling while it's cold outside, or while it's getting colder, and we can't go outside as much, and we can juggle indoors. All right, so we'll be able to do this. You have socks you can use so things don't break or roll away, and it'll be easier to catch, and it won't make a lot of noise. If when we're in school, we'll find something soft that we can use. And also want to make sure for another objective is to try to keep track of your activity tracker, okay, your physical education diary. All right, so now we'll move on. We've spoke about fire safety. All right, this is the time of year we hear about more fires. People use heaters, we have candles, the holidays, we might have more lights, so we tend to have maybe more fires. So we spoke about how fires can happen in the home, what you might do if there is a fire in your home. And now I just want to talk a little bit about what to do before a fire. So you should have a safety plan in your home before a fire happens. This way, if a fire happens, you have like a home fire drill. Where will you go? If you can't get outside your home, right? First thing we want to do is make sure we're telling everyone there's a fire in your home and you get outside. If you can't get outside, what is your plan going to be? All right, and what will be your plan? What room will you go to try to get outside? So you have to have a safety plan. If you can't get to that room, you need another room to go to. You have to have 2 different rooms you're going to try to get to. All right, so what else we need to do? Smoke detectors are very important. All right, because if there is a fire and you have a smoke detector, it'll make a sound and it'll wake you up or let you know. So that's important. All right, your plan. Crawl on the floor if there's a fire and you can't see or you can't get outside. You need to have that plan. Where to go. If you get to a door and you have a safety route of where the front door is or where the door to a room is, you go that way. You're going to crawl. You might want to put tape on the ground so you'll know which direction to go. Try to stay calm. It's scary, but if you're calm, you'll be safer and you'll know where to go. So you go to the room. If you get to the front door and for some reason the door is closed, before you grab the door, Try not to grab it with your palm. Try to touch it with the back of your hand, because if it's really hot and it burns you, you do not want to open that door. Okay, and if you use your palm, it's going to be hard to crawl or to grab onto things later. So that's why we touch it with the back of our hand. So please try that. If it's too hot, we don't open that door then. We have to go to the next plan. Right? So we try to, if you can't get out the front door and get outside, you're going to try to get to a window that has a ladder. Maybe it's your fire escape, or maybe you have a roll-out ladder in a room. So if there's a fire, you open the window and you pull out your ladder and you crawl down your ladder. So that would be somewhere else. It looks like my sun in my house right now is going in and out, so that's why you're seeing the different shades. So that's what you'll need to do. You need to be calm. If you cannot get out of the windows and you're in a room, try to hang something out of the window, a towel, a shirt, because this way when the fire department or if people come and they want to know if there's anybody in the room or in the apartment, they're going to see a signal that's coming out of the window. That's going to be your signal. It says, hey, I'm in this room. Because people want to know where, the fire department wants to know where people are. And it saves time, and they'll be able to get you sooner if you put that, it's like a flag outside the window saying, hey, I'm inside here and I can't get out. All right, so it's important to have something to put out the window, then shut the window, and then people will hopefully see you. Okay, and then they'll get to you as quick as they can. So that's our fire safety plan. Now, if we get outside and your clothes get on fire, what do they tell you to do? Stop, drop, and roll. All right? Put it out. Some of you might have a towel or water to put on. Yell for help. All right? Those are all things we do for fire safety. All right, so I just want to touch on that. Maybe we'll talk more about that in the future. But just be safe. Have a plan in your head. Be safe when you have candles or something in your home. And have a happy holiday. Now we're going to move on. I want to talk about your feelings. All right? Sometimes we get down, we're upset, we make mistakes, and we just don't feel good about ourselves. It's hard to feel good. So we have to do things that are going to bring our spirits up, to make us more optimistic. Right? Sometimes I feel down, I make a mistake, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Everyone knows I love high school wrestling, college wrestling, and I referee, I give out points. And I make mistakes doing it. And I tried to, and then it's like, oh no, I made a mistake. And it brings you down. So you have to try to find ways to pick yourself up. I might talk to people and they might say, you did a nice job, it wasn't a big mistake. Or they try to make you feel better, saying you're a good referee, let it go past you. Or if I'm really upset, I might read the rule book again to see where I can get better. I might jot down some notes, review my notes. I try to find ways to make me feel better. I might listen to music that brings my spirits up. So when you're down and you're not feeling good, try to find something that's going to pick up your spirits. Maybe you play a game with your family. Maybe you go outside for some exercise. If I'm feeling down and I'm upset, I like to get out, go for a walk, or do some exercise. That's another way I like to feel better about myself, to bring my spirits up. So I wanted you to think about some of the things that you do to bring your spirits up, to make you feel better when you're upset. That's going to be on a Google question. Okay, so just think about, you get upset, what do you do to help you feel better? Do you play a game with the brother and sister? Exercise? Something that I'm not even saying. Maybe you're doing something I don't even know. All right, so maybe go dancing. So it's going to be a Google question on how you make yourself feel better. All right, next, we're going to go on to challenging activities. Juggling is going to be challenging for many people. Juggling is still challenging for me because I challenge myself. I can juggle 3 juggling balls. I can do 4 juggling balls. I'm not great, but I can't do 5. So if I wanted to challenge myself, I would try to juggle 5 juggling balls. So that's challenging to me. So juggling is going to be challenging for some of you. You just have to pick what you find challenging. There are other things that are challenging for Mr. Boccia. All right? There are other things that are challenging for you, but it's important to try. So I want you to also think about other things that are challenging for you. And if it's challenging, do you get discouraged and do you not want to do it? All right, and that's understandable. Oh, gosh, I can't get these 5 juggling balls. I don't want to do it. But if I really want to try, I got to practice more and more and more, and you'll be able to do it. Challenging things are good, and you have to practice to get better at them. And then you'll be able to do it or get closer to it. If you just stop, you'll never be able to do it. Okay, so challenging yourself is important. And you challenge yourself with physical activity, reading different books, doing different math, trying different things. Right? You challenge yourself. So it's understandable if you're upset about it and it's discouraging. But I want you to think, all right? You have to get better at something. And I want you to tell me something else that is challenging for you. It's going to be a Google question probably. And I want you to tell me why something might be challenging to you. All right, so think about some challenging things that you've tried and why it was challenging. And did you get better at it? All right, so think about those things. It's okay to have challenging things. It's okay maybe not to do it if you feel like it's something you don't like. That's okay, but if it's something you want to do, go for it. Challenge yourself. It makes yourself better. All right, so we're going to challenge. All right, so like I said, this week we're going to juggle. I'm going to put a video called Let's Juggle in your Google Classroom. I'm also putting it on Flipgrid. So I would love for you to do the juggling on the Flipgrid. Show me how you're doing. So I'm going to put the video on 2 different things. Hopefully you get to see it. It's a little bit longer, but it explains really well how to try and do the certain steps. So that's going to be part of your assignment this week. I also put a rubric for 2 other deltoid muscle exercises. Right? I have the activity tracker. Right? We have our Caribbean Sea videos. I'm putting on the deltoid muscle choice board. Maybe you want to try some different exercises for your shoulders. I have the December Fun Family calendar on as well. All right, try to do one of those each day. I put a nutrition little lesson on again, or part 3 of it, just to touch base and finalize some of the thoughts on that. And we could always get back to that later. And I'm going to put a Google form this week with 2 or 3 questions. So I am giving you a little bit more. Again, don't do everything in one day. I just try to make it fun. I try to give you choices. I want you to just to keep track of certain things. All right, so I don't want you to stress out. I want you to do your best. I'm trying to challenge you. I'm trying to make you think and use your body. All right, so it's important to do that. I always try to do it. I'm getting older and I still need to try to do that. Once you stop, I think it's not the best. I like doing that all the time. Challenge myself, make myself think, make my body work. All right, have a wonderful week. I look forward to seeing some of the students back at school. I look forward to be back at school. And again, we will be comfortable with the uncomfortable. We will find ways to make things work, and we will try to stay as positive as we can. All right, great. Bye-bye.